Through the Arts Council's Developing Your Creative Practice, I've been really fortunate to be able to explore an avenue of work which I've always been passionate about, which is combining the arts and well-being together. And this project has enabled me to do that, and hopefully it will be able to springboard into a pilot project for the future and potentially a further project after that as well. So this is Movement and More, and this is about getting mums and their children into the studio for a day to give these ideas a go and give me some feedback for me to develop ideas for the future. And have a really informal day, and have a day where other mums are there that they've never met before. They can bring their children along. And being a really encouraging and supportive environment for them to perhaps be out of their comfort zone a little bit. Being a new mom is one of the most amazing experiences that any woman will ever have, but it's also one of the most challenging experiences as well. I realised within the first 4 months after having my daughter Arabella that I kind of not lost a part of me, but there was something that was missing a little bit. Having been a dance artist all my life, I wasn't able to move like I used to. I wasn't able to express myself creatively. And those two things had a real detriment on me. I suddenly decided to start thinking, right, I really need to think about my recovery, and started to look at ways that I could recover both physically, but also to aid my mental recovery as well, and get a little bit of me back again. I got in contact with a well-woman physio called Fiona Mitchell, and she really helped me within the sort of like postpartum period to sort of develop my physical recovery.
So I'm Fiona Mitchell. I'm a women's health physiotherapist, and I see women through all stages of life in my work. But I've got a really special interest in seeing mums antenatally and postnatally. Movement and creativity can definitely help with recovery, both physically and mentally, after having had your baby.
And this is where it really got me thinking about how I could use my expertise, Fiona's expertise as a well-known physio, and baby massage, and how I could look to start combining them as a class. So I started to look and research into this area, and I researched into what sort of classes are out there for mums and babies. It was really obvious to me that mums weren't going to classes, they weren't thinking about themselves. I also looked to ask mums the following questions, which was, how do you think the arts and creativity could help aid your recovery both physically and mentally? And mums really said that they could see how the arts and creativity could actually help them, but they were absolutely petrified. They were scared of going to a class where they had to be creative.
I actually really enjoyed the creativity side of it, the two movements, the one and the two, the positive one. I really enjoyed that, because I think a lot of the time you can get into the habit of thinking about all the things that have been hard in your day, and actually stopping and thinking those two movements that were joyful, and then recreating it for me was just really nice, really positive and enjoyable.
And you agree?
Clara agrees.
My aim now is to look at how I can create a wonderful class that combines 3 elements, and that it will be baby massage, so that's an element for your child, to be able to help aid them in various different ways, whether they're suffering with colic. I know my daughter especially suffered with silent reflux, but then on top of that, the baby massage combined with a physical element of recovery in the class for mums as well. Gentle movement. We're not talking about jumping around, we're talking about seated movements that mums can do from 4 weeks postpartum. This has been designed alongside Fiona Mitchell, who I said is a well-woman physio, and she had worked with me on simple Pilates exercises and functional exercises. I've taken those exercises, I've taken those Pilates sequences, and I've placed them with music, and I've created movement flowing sequences that mums can do on their own, all whilst massaging their baby. In this class, we'll have an element of creative tasks, an element which is a lot of mums are a little bit scared about, they're a little bit reluctant to do. They may want to have a go at them in class. They may want to go, okay, I'll take what you've told me and I'll give it a go at home.
I'm really looking forward to further research and development within this area of study and developing something very unique of creative family wellbeing programme within Movement to More.